What is going on, guys? Shumble Gaming back here with another Wulong boss guide. This time we are on Lubu, and this was the first boss in this game that I fought and realized that I am underprepared for. I wiped on him probably 5 or 10 times and wasn't even getting close, so I fast traveled out of the area, came back to the hidden village, made sure all of my weapons were upgraded all of the way. And then the area that we fought our fight in Lubu in was the first area that you will find rank 5 leather in. So if you haven't fast travel out of the area, use that rank 5 leather to upgrade all of your armor, or at least all the armor that you can. And then I just came back here to make sure that all of my jewels in my gear made sense for this fight. I realized I had some that didn't. You're gonna want to go through all of your weapons that you're using and all of your armor that you're using to switch out the jewels that don't make sense to jewels that do make sense. Right there I had one that was resistance to stone. This boss doesn't really make sense for this fight, so we're gonna find something that does. You can upgrade your max health this way, you can upgrade your melee damage this way. I'm gonna eventually choose the upgrade to upgrade my flame power, because that's kind of the build I'm using. I'm using a fire build right now, so we're gonna switch that. But yeah, just come back here, make sure all the jewels that you have in your gear make sense. They really do make a difference, especially when you add up, all of them on every weapon and armor. As far as Wizardy Spells, I'm still using the Vitality spell to help keep me and my companions alive and fights longer. So I recommend using that. And then I also recommend having some type of spell that you can hit this guy from afar with. I'm using the Burst and Fireball spell as part of my flame tree. I'm also using the Wizardry spell where you light your swords on fire and you do more damage that way. And make sure you're always fighting this guy at morale level 25. Run around the area before we go in to get your morale level up to 25. Make sure you have all the battle flags in the area so that your foundation level is level 20. And then also this is a good way to help raise your max level as well before we fight him. As far as your companions, I'm using Zhao Yun because he is my sworn brother. I have him as the highest max oath level. But I also recommend using, for this fight, Guan Yu. He has a couple of buffs that are going to help in this fight. You do have to get him to a certain oath level to unlock both buffs, but his buffs are that you take less damage, basically, damage received minus 2.4%, and then you restore health upon deflecting critical blows, plus 36. That's actually quite a bit. And this fight is going to be all about deflecting blows, so we'll restore health when using him. But let's get right into this fight. Lubu here. This fight is tough. It's going to be all about deflecting critical blows, and he's always going to use one pretty much right away. This one is the one where he's going to dash in. He's going to start to light up. It depends on how far away he is from you, but as he's coming in, you're going to want to deflect it, do a little bit of damage when you can, and then just back away. We're going to want to stay pretty close to mid-range on this guy for the majority of the fight. You don't want to stay right on him. If you just run up to him and try to attack him, he's going to punish you pretty hard. So the majority of this fight for me is just staying kind of close, but not too far away so that I can land these fireballs. Unfortunately, they don't go very far, and they're not like a lock-on where they're always going to hit him, so you just kind of have to get close and use it. But when you do hit it, you're going to do a lot of damage. And again, there's different spells. You don't have to use the fireball spell. That's just the one I'm using because that's the build that I've been doing. But again, when you land it, it's going to do a lot of damage. The majority of this fight is basically just this and staying away and waiting for him to use his critical blows. This is phase 1. He has 2 critical blows. This is going to be the second one where he jumps into the air. It seems the game wants you to deflect this as he's like right at the top and starts to come down. If you wait and do it while he's coming down, at least for me, it didn't seem to work. I would always do it right when he was at the top and then when he would start to come down. But again, as you can see, we're just back to staying away, trying to land these spells on him to do a little bit of damage. This first phase is all about getting him off the horse so that we can get him into the second phase. He's going to use these 2 critical blows over and over again, and that's how we're going to raise our spirit bar so that we can get this guy off the horse. I just need to hit him one more time. And unfortunately, you don't get a fatal blow on him in that phase. So he's always going to use his ability after he dismounts. He's going to jump up in the air. Pretty similar to the other one we saw. Right when it seems to me the best time to use the deflect ability was right when he was at the top and he starts to come down. You're gonna want to use that right before he hits you. I'm using the Phoenix Divine Beast, so I kind of run up there and use that. You want to use your Divine Beast in this phase of the fight, not the first phase. It never really hit him while he was on his horse, so I'd always wait until he was dismounted. But again, you can kind of see that I'm just back to staying away, using my fireball, and then also make sure that you're using vitality and you're using your ability where you light up your swords on fire. This is going to be the other ability. I think I actually don't deflect this one right, but he's basically going to swing around 360, and as it's coming in, he's going to hit you. There's 2 of those in this fight. Well, there's 3 critical blows in this fight. The one he jumps up. The other 2 are really similar. That was one of them. The other one is if he hits you, it's pretty much a one-shot mechanic, unfortunately. But again, we're just staying away. We're casting Vitality when we can. We're casting Fireball when we can. And we're just waiting for our time to go in. And also just waiting for our time for him to use his critical strikes, and we deflect them. Anytime he's using his regular abilities on you, you're going to want to guard or deflect them, of course. The arrows you're going to want to guard or deflect. And then when your companions go down, I recommend getting them up 1 time each. It seems to me after they get knocked a second time, it's not really worth it anymore because you're pretty much always going to get hit when you pick them up. That was the same critical strike that we saw earlier. That time I was able to deflect it. Now, unfortunately, in this second phase, I was not able to raise the spirit bar enough to land a critical blow, which kind of stinks. When he gets back on his horse, it will kind of reset your spirit bar. I was pretty close to filling it. And yeah, so that kind of sucks. But just staying patient. Oh, well, it is what it is. We're just going to go back to doing what we're doing, and that is just staying away, casting Vitality to help keep me and my companions alive, watching to make sure to see what he's doing, and casting Fireball. Unfortunately, failed to deflect that one, but as we get closer to the end of the fight here, I do land pretty much rest of them. Again, this one where he jumps up seems to be the easier one to do, and when you combo that with Vitality and your Flame Swords, you're going to restore most of your health, and you're going to do a lot of damage. Able to deflect another one there, get him back into his second phase where he's not mounted anymore. My companions go down. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to pick them up for the second time because it just seems like they just start dying really fast after that. This one I'm going to dodge because I wasn't quite ready. I just casted a spell, so I didn't try to fight that one. I just dodged out of that one. But yeah, I mean, it's just at this point, we're just kind of waiting for him to use his critical strikes. Here we go. As he's coming down, we're going to hit it, do a little bit of damage, and then back off. Make sure you're guarding or deflecting his normal abilities. His normal abilities are definitely easier to guard. I just been deflecting them because I have a jewel where I restore health every time I deflect a ability. So that's why I'm deflecting them more than guarding them. We're going to do 2 in a row here that we're going to deflect, and we're going to land a fatal strike this time, luckily. And then we're going to get him down here soon. He's going to hit me a couple times. But we're just waiting for him to use these critical strikes, raise that spirit bar in this phase, and then land the fatal blow. Just make sure you're using your Vitality, make sure you're using your spells to do damage when he's not close to you, and just make sure you're guarding and deflecting his normal attacks, his arrow attacks, stuff like that. This guy's going to go down here soon. I hope this video was helpful. Appreciate a like if it was. This guy's tough. It's going to take you a while. You might even want to run into this guy and just learn his mechanics before you even really try. But we're going to land our last deflect there, land our last critical blow on him, and defeat Lu Bu. Thank God that one's over with. Have a good day, y'all. Thanks.